Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Money Mondays. My name is Paul Johnson. I am the Director of Economic and Community Development here at GPCOG, and I am joined by...
Belinda, the Director of Strategic Initiatives here at GPCOG.
And thanks for joining us this morning. And we keep waiting for our attendance to uptick back to pre-summer levels, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
We will.
Yeah. I have two topics for you today. I have the same topic I had for last week, only because we have registration links. And so I will quickly go through this real quick. I talked about it last week. A lot of you that are watching this probably just received an email from me. I think an email went out from me first thing this morning inviting you to this. But we are having a training session up here for the famous or infamous LDs 2173, LD 1829, LD 2427, and LD 997. These are technical assistance for all the new housing laws that are taking place in July of next year. So to be clear, this is not GPCOG's event. This is actually the main office of community affairs, which is the governing or the overseeing department of this at the state level. They're coming to GPCOG. We're inviting them here so all of you can come see them and get some hands-on training and some in-person training about these laws. Quick note, these are just staff members from the state. They are not elected officials. They did not make these laws. So when you come, please do not bring your tomatoes. Just bring your positive attitude. And the next slide, the information is the same as last time. But what I did do this week is there's a registration link. So that is a live registration link. Please feel free to forward it along to anybody that may be interested. I believe our capacity is like 45. And we think that this might get near capacity. So I would encourage you to register early. So GPCOG, us, and the fire marshal, we just know that we have enough space for this training session. And that registration link goes right to me and or Belinda and the GPCOG staff. So we'll just keep an eye on how many people we have. So that's why I bring that back up this week. And my new topic is this is put on by the University of Maine. It is a AI training session. And it is made specifically for, let's call them non-experts in the field. I said it says non-experts in all fields. What I meant by is non-AI experts in all the fields. So if you have any staff members yourself or a coworker that is interested in how to increase their productivity and automation using AI, this might be a good course for you. It is online, but it is live. So you are not registering for a battery of videos that you're watching. It is online, but it is live and in real time. And if you go to the Learn More link, it actually calls out government and public sector employees. So you will be probably not alone if you are a member of the public sector here. So check it out. Might be a good training opportunity for you. Looks like it only lasts about 6 weeks, and it is a good resource for you. And with that, Belinda, I will hand it over to you.
Okay, thanks, Paul. I am going to talk about Housing Opportunity Program service provider grants this week. So these are grants you've heard about before. Some of you have participated in these with us before, and it's coming around again. So we are kind of putting out a call for projects. These are grants that come to service providers like GPCOG. And what we do is provide municipalities and our whole region with planning and implementation services to increase housing opportunities. So this comes to us from the main office of community affairs, the same folks that are doing the training at our office that Paul was mentioning. A lot of people call them MOCA. And this is, again, their unofficial and unauthorized logo. So don't tell them I'm using it. So we plan to apply this time around again, and we really want to know, what do you need? Because housing technical assistance could be any number of things. So I thought I'd share with you some of our previous projects to give you an idea of what you might be able to do with this funding. Site analysis for housing development. So if you have publicly owned land and you think, I wonder if we could have housing here, put out an RFP and get someone to build housing on this plot, we can come in and analyze that parcel and give you an idea of what could be built with your existing zoning, with the contours of the land, where it is. And we can model some scenarios for you to help you determine the best possible uses and if it is in fact appropriate for housing and how much. And then we can make recommendations or identify action steps to help you go from this big plot of land to getting the housing that you want there. So that's one. Cost to serve modeling is another. And I'll just say up front, this graphic has nothing to do with cost to serve modeling. I just needed a nice graphic for the page. So just to make the page pretty, but it looks very official. So this is where we use your town data, come in and work with your staff, get your data, go through budgets and enrollment numbers and assessment data and all of that to kind of get the baseline assumptions for your community. Then we figure out what kind of housing type do you want to be modeled. Like maybe there's a big, 30 single family home development that is coming in, and you kind of want to know how might something like that impact our community. So we use a fiscal analysis model that Paul and Paul's associate have developed, and that helps determine the impacts on all of these different things. How is it going to affect costs and infrastructure and municipal services? And then we can present those findings. So that's a really helpful one. You could look at a couple of different models, different housing, and see what it is that how it would impact your community. Housing needs assessment is another one, and that's where we look at the demographics of your town, the trends of your town, the economic conditions, and what you have for current housing supply, and use this information to determine, what you have, what's missing, what of what you have is affordable for people, affordable at what incomes, what's most needed, and then make recommendations for any policy goals or ordinance updates that could help you get the housing you want where you want it. That's another one. Permitting and review process. This is something we've done for a town or two. Come in and look at the way that you do development review. So someone comes in, they want a housing permit or they want a building permit for, a big development or a single house or whatever, or they want to build a deck or anything. And we examine kind of the policies and the processes that you go through, see how long different things are taking, and compare that with other places, and try to find out, where are your strengths, where might there be bottlenecks, and what efficiencies could take place here. And then we make recommendations on that front. Land use ordinance review. So maybe you think, we would like housing, we're not getting housing, why isn't it happening? We can come in and look at your land use and see if you have barriers, if there are things in your code that are actually making it really hard for people to build. And again, we can make recommendations, provide sample ordinance language as appropriate, any of these things. So those are some examples, but there's so much more. There might be community engagement, education, training around local housing ordinance and policies. There might be data and mapping of different things in your community that you want to look at. You might want to know, where are all our publicly owned plots of land? We could help you figure that out and map it for you. Compliance assistance with these new rules. Are we in compliance? What do we need to do? Build out scenarios. If you have a housing advisory committee and you want someone to facilitate it or stand one up for you, we can do that. Really anything around housing. If you have a thought, we want to hear about it. So tell us what it is that you need. Do not make us resort to the eye of GPCOG. It really puts a damper on the weather. So if you have an interest in getting involved in these housing opportunity grant opportunities program, housing opportunity program grants, the HOP grant, please get in touch with Paul. He really runs the department that handles these things. You can also get in touch with me. We will make sure that your information is recorded, your request is recorded, and we'll see if there's something we can develop to work with you on this. They are coming out, I should say, in September. And so, that's when we're anticipating. Actually, we are anticipating sometime this month, maybe, that they might be coming out, right, with a due date in September. So the sooner you can get ideas to us, the better. So please be in touch on that front.
Thanks, Belinda. I just heard you summarize all my work, and it made perfect sense. So I like it. So, and you did it in a lot more methodical way I would have. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That topic belonged with you. I'm glad.
I love to present and then pass the work on. That's
perfect. Right. Good. Good. And I did send an email out to a few of my contacts about this last week. So this is if you're seeing all this and saying, "Have I heard about this before?" You might have, because
Yep.
we're trying to kind of hit all of our channels to raise awareness about this. And to Belinda's last point, if it wasn't on there and you want to do it, just shoot us an email. We'll see if it works. We have found the state to be pretty flexible. As long as it's coming from one of our members that says, "Hey, we could use help with X," then usually it will get approved. So.
Yep.
Um,
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And remember, if it's money, then it is Mondays.
And if it is Monday, it is money. Have
Enjoy
a
the
good
rest of your
week,
week, everybody.
everybody.
All right, bye.
Enjoy the rain.